Lilith, Libra. So now we're into the last of the series, the air signs in Libra. Lilith, excuse me. So this shows as primal desires and a need for authenticity. So again, it's this difficulty of trying to balance. It's always going to be the word balance when it comes to Libra. Balancing those extremes. How do we do that? How do we house that? And so, of course, there's the primal desires of Lilith, because she's primal and raw, and she wants it the way she wants it. And then, of course, the needs to satisfy maybe the more gentle side of Libra. Again, are they both authentic? Yes. Are they both able to live and coexist? Sometimes not. So the themes that are really important to this sign are partnership, fairness, and harmony. And this can create a very strong allure because Venus rules this sign. So there's beauty to it, elegance, and, aesthetics, a kind of way that you approach things and you show yourself. It's a classiness to it. And so that's very alluring. And again, because Lilith brings in its own, her own little sort of spice to it, it's like a woman who's kind of spicy, but also classy about it. So this can create challenges in relationships between the conflict of connection and independence. Again, Lilith is the independence and Libra is the connection. So you can see this creates a strong opposing kind of energy. Lilith prefers to be in signs like Capricorn or Aries or Scorpio in particular. Obviously, there's a few other signs that she doesn't mind being in or likes being in, but in Libra, it's difficult. It doesn't mean that it's bad, and it can kind of create its own sexy kind of vibe, but it's not natural for Lilith, so it does create some tension. So it can show as suppressing true needs to maintain peace. And again, Libra is not going to be happy with that, and neither is Lilith. It's going to end up exploding, eventually. Because when Libra gets pushed too far in the direction of being a pleaser, eventually the Aries part, which of course is the opposite sign, is going to kick back and go, enough. I'm taking what I want. I'm doing what I want now. I've done what you wanted. Right? And then Lilith is only going to back that up. So this can sometimes show as balanced relationships as being destructive and destructive tendencies because Lilith raises her head. In most cases, again, it's a protective mechanism. Libra's been too caring, too giving. And then like I said, the Lilith part comes in and it's like, no, enough. We're not doing that anymore. Just fair enough. So the allure and the seduction can also be the front of a deep-seated fear of not being worthy of love. So again, this can kind of show up as different ways. Either the Libra can decide to not even play the game to begin with, or it kind of steps into that classy, alluring, kind of sweet girl kind of vibe. So this can also show as a frustration to injustice. Libra cares a lot about that. And like I said, Lilith is only going to back that up. In personal connections or on a societal level, this is a source of tension for Libra. The idea of feeling helpless if rejected and resulting in ruthless behavior to reclaim what's lost and to lash out at those who caused the pain. So obviously I have created a Lilith reading if people want to know about their particular Lilith placement. So the sign it's in, the house it's in, and the aspects that play to it. This then shows you a great many things. Lilith represents so many areas, and it's not just in women. It's also important for men to balance their Lilith for lots of different reasons. So again, that'd be something I would take into account if I was doing a man's chart or a woman's chart as to how Lilith can make a difference in that person's life and how to equalize it, especially since we're talking about Libra. Or it could be done in like a wound healing reading if you feel like that particular part of your life has caused you a lot of wounds and traumas. It's a really good reading to do for that, and I would include Lilith. It can also be used in attraction. Again, to understand what makes you attractive and what you're attracted to. So there's a great many things that you could do or that I could do for you when it comes to this particular placement, but I wouldn't just focus on Lilith, other than the Lilith reading. That one I would. So I wanted to talk about the differences and how this shows up in men and women. So go in women's charts. This can be that she represses her true nature, again, just to keep the peace. She might make it look like she's more of a like a subservient woman or a woman who complies, but deep down she's really not. This can be that she represses that true nature and then can't hold it in any longer and then loses control. The other thing is that this can be that she embraces her more, I guess, more feminine nature, but again, blends these two energies of the understanding that sometimes she's going to have that desire for something a bit more graceful, a bit more balanced. And then other times it might be a little bit wild, and just blending those two and playing into both when they turn up. This shows a woman who can roll with the punches, and she's embracing Lilith. In a man's chart, this can show as the kind of woman that he's attracted to, but again, either he represses it, so he tries to deny that he's attracted to that kind of woman, which of course creates a lot of tension, and or he embraces it fully, and that's the kind of woman he goes after. This sign is very flirty. They're liked by a lot of people. And again, because it's ruled by Venus, there's a beauty to it. So a great many people will find this particular placement, or wherever you have Libra, attractive. So that's already going to draw people in. You're going to be kind of a beautiful, sweet, balanced sort of woman, but also, with a bit of a kick. Now, the other thing is that it's not just about what the man is attracted to. It's also, Lilith represents the feminine within that man. And it's the feminine that he represses. So again, it might be that he doesn't face this about himself. He tries to deny. Perhaps he just goes along with things to keep the peace. This is not where Lilith has power. In a man or a woman, it doesn't make any difference. So you have to step into that understanding of what Lilith Libra represents and what it brings to you, and then to fully embrace that. So the more he steps into that and blends that masculine and feminine energy, the more balanced, the happier he will be, as well as Lilith feels represented. So it makes all the difference. Obviously, I will go into the positives and negatives like I do on the subscription of this combination. I do talk about other things too. It sort of depends on what strikes me when it comes to these combinations. But look, Lilith is so powerful. There's so many things that you can do. There's so many ways you can learn about yourself through this asteroid. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. There's just so much to be gained from the connection of understanding when it comes to this asteroid. So we have 2 more, and then we'll go on to the next series.